All right, let's look at how we can add constraint to it and how we can do how we can fix the weight painting of this mesh. So first of all, let's fix the weight painting quickly. I'm gonna click on the mesh, click on the paint skin width tool options over here, and I will come here, and I know from this that basically the head is having unnecessary white. White means weight over here. When I click on this right shoulder, there should not be any weight. If I click on this main, you will see that it is completely black. Black means there is no weight uh, for that bone for which I have selected, because for this bone which I selected over here, there is no weight influence on the head, which is right. But when I click on the right shoulder, there is some weight influence at the on the head, which is wrong. So I need to remove that. So the easiest way to do that is to come and select the remove option. You can do that first, select the paint select mode and then remove, and then basically you make the value to 0. That removes all influences on that one. Now you want to add the correct influences. Now you click on paint, add, and make sure you give it some value. It should not be 0. If you paint on 0, it won't do anything. So we come on the shoulder we clicked on. We have not clicked or changed the bone. We will click on the right shoulder, and now what you can do is you can click on B and increase the brush size or decrease the brush size. I'll leave it here, and I'm at somewhere near zero point 0.6. So let me just yeah, come here, and I am going to create some weight over here, and also some weight up to here for this bone. Okay, so it's important you do that from all the sides. So I go back of the shoulder, and also I create the weight over there. Okay, it is important not to overdo anything, because when you rotate this, you see there is slight black over here. It is not completely white. It's because I want it to be able to deform a little bit also. So that's my weight on the right shoulder. So let's come out, click on this, and let's try rotating it, and you'll see the head has been fixed. And while I'm rotating it, you'll see this shoulder part is also deforming. Now this is not wrong, this is correct. It should be deforming while I am moving the hand. If it is not moving, it is as hard as a rock, then it is not right. It should be deforming a little bit. And the hand is also okay. So I need to do the same thing on the right side. I click on the mesh, go to the paint skin weight tool again, and now this time I will be clicking on the left shoulder again. Come down to the paint select, remove, and let's click on bring this to 0. So all the weights of this shoulder are actually removed. Now I click on paint and add. Let's leave at zero point 0.6, and then I'm gonna add this. Now notice, if you have 0.6 and you click 20 times over here, it means that it is basically same as 1. 0.6 means you are actually in one click you want to add partial weight, not complete weight. Okay, so if I click on 1, what I mean is, if I click on change this to 1, and if I click once anywhere, it adds lot of weight. Okay, so that's different. You may not want to do that all the time. You may want to do it slowly. So basically this is the weight I'm giving. I'll make sure I do that from all the sides. So this side is okay. I'll give some weight to this part of the hand also, and I think I'm all right. Now I'll come out, I'll click on this, which is the bone I just modified, and you see now the head is not coming out. I'll give some more weight over here, and it should be okay. So let's look at the IK with the hand, and it looks all right. Okay. All right, that's about it. That's what weight painting is. Please notice, you need to do weight painting for each joint. You need to ensure that each joint has correct weight. Now let's look at the constraints. What constraints are, I believe you may have seen before. we are looking at two type of constraints now to move this guy. First of all, we'll create a NURBS circle to create the constraints on the near the stomach. So let me just create this over here. Maybe switch the view to create it more easily. Let's come here, rotate, not here, okay, put it here, not here, okay, this is what I want. And basically I'll place it over here, and I'm gonna just resize it a little bit so I can control this place very easily. Now one convenient thing is, if you switch this on snap to points, it will actually uh, now snap to the and stick to the bones where you take it. So you see this yellow circle and you move it, it will stick to this bone. So this part of the bone it has stick to, and I'm happy. Now I'll unselect this. So this is the sort of the controller which I will use to target, use to bind to the target and then move my target. So I click this and I shift select this bone over here in the middle. Now obviously you'll find it difficult because you can select this mesh or this part of the bone, but since this is uh, snapping to the bone, you may find it difficult. So obviously what you do is you click on the outliner. So I go to window outliner and I can very easily let me just give it name also. This is the mains constraint, okay, and then I will command select on Windows or control select on uh, command select on Mac or control select on Windows. So I'll select like this. This is the controller, which the controller is, you can think of like a handle or a remote control. It should be always white. So I click on this, I go to constraint and I say I need to have um, point constraint on it. So wherever I move, it should move with me. Make sure the maintain offset is selected and I select add. Another constraint I need to add, make sure the selection is clicked and I say um, orient and I say add. So what does that do whenever I move this anywhere? Let's say I click on this W, I actually clicked on this and I said W, and when I move it, it should move with me, but that's not really what I want. What I will do is I click on right leg IK and the left leg IK on one. I'll keyframe them. Okay, so they're what they're doing is they are sticking over there, they're not moving unless I want them to move. So now I'll click on this, and now when I try to move it, you'll see it will actually be moving with wherever the circle is going. So that's basically it. That's the uh, this this constraint which we use. Now when we move the legs forward, we'll see that it is actually taking a step forward. Okay, so that's my constraint. Let's create another NURBS circle for the right hand and the left hand. um, NURBS circle for the right hand. Okay, I'll come to X 90 degree, sorry, not scale. Okay, I don't think that was necessary. So was it this one? No, this one. Yeah, okay, so let's bring it here. Now obviously we'll have to scale it a little inside so it can actually be of the size of the hand. So let's scale it in and I move it here and move just here. So now this is actually pointing or towards the hand, and then I am going to use this as its controller. So this is my right hand control constraint. right hand constraint, and then I'm going to click on, in Mac I do command click, right hand, this is wrongfully named so it should be right over here. Anyway, so I select this and I do constraint, point constraint, add, and also constraint orient constraint, and I do add. Now when I move this, now you would see that the hand will come with it. Okay, so that's my constraint working fine and I'm okay with this one. So let me just try moving it. Okay, because the IK is there, you will find problem to do that. Alright, so that's my constraint working. You need to do the same thing for the left hand also. So I'll just quickly create this circle here. Okay, I'll bring it here and then I'll bring it here. Alright. And obviously I'll shift, or sorry, on Mac command select, not the leg but the hands IK, and I go to constraint, point constraint, and I'll add it, constraint orient constraint, and then I'll add it. Make sure this is selected and then I add it. And when I move this one, now you will see the hand is actually following it. Okay, now before actually creating the IK, if you move this up and you move this up also, it won't bend down. So just quickly, if you don't have time, this is how you do, which I did just to record this video. But if you if you do have time, you should make sure that you bend it like I bent the legs, so that it actually bends in the correct direction. Alright, that's my constraints now. And the next step would be to create a walk cycle, and it's not very difficult. Basically, once you've got the constraints in place, um, once you've got the constraint in place, the walk cycle is fairly uh, easy. So at the first keyframe, you can see my uh, right and left legs are keyframed at 1. So if I come at 5, let's say, and I am clicking on this and I come on 5, I'll move this forward, and I'll press S. The other hand I'll move backward, a little outward, and I press S. So in the beginning where it was, so in the beginning it should be here, so you need to press S here also in the beginning, and as well as this one should be in the beginning, should be somewhere here. Okay, but as the time moves, one hand goes back, one hand goes forward. The hand which goes forward, okay, that part of the leg goes backwards also. So let me just use my IK here to move it back like this. Okay, and I'm going to press S, and maybe it's too much stretched outside, so I'll just bring it in a little bit. And this one, this leg, I will move this forward like this, and I press S. So if you move it like this, you'll see that he's taking a step. Alright, so that's basically what we want to do. Now we'll fix this orientation uh, also, but we need to do that, we need to fix the weights and for the legs, which we have not done, but it's basically the similar and very straightforward way which I showed to you for uh, for the for the head. Now This is not part of the project. The part of the project is to finish the rig. The animation of the walk cycle will come later on, and we'll go through that. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you learned weight painting and the constraints.